Mark my words. Trump is going to be able to run this country from prison if he even gets to prison, if even ends up there. If you are new, my name is Athena. I am the founder of Wewealth Women, and I'm a CPA as well. I help women create the wealth that they deserve through creating their own ventures. And this today's topic, we are going to be discussing Trump, his conviction. What does that mean for us? What lessons we can learn from this? And what do I think is going to be coming down the pipeline in the future? So if you're interested in learning about that, please stay tuned. All right, so let's get right into it. So, unless you've been living under a rock, okay, you should have found out that Trump actually got a conviction. He ended up having a verdict of 34 criminal counts from the hush money case. So basically, what they were alleging, and I guess now convicting him of, is that he used money, campaign funds, to pay off a woman that I'm not going to name, to keep that quiet so it wouldn't mess with his presidential run. Now, of course, there are reasons why this is happening now as he is running for the 2024 election. So, this is also to put a damper on his campaign. Now, I usually don't get political on here, and I really do not have any political thoughts around this. But what I wanted us to discuss and explore today is what can we learn from how Trump is reacting and responding to the conviction and to what is happening to him, and what lessons we can learn. Okay, what lessons can we learn from how this is playing out? So the first thought I wanted to say was I believe that Trump is going to run this country from prison. I believe Trump is going to run this country from prison. Do I think that this is going to stop him in his presidential campaign? No, because he already said that he is going to continue to run, and he already said that the real decision is going to be on November. So he plans to fully continue with his presidential run. The other thing and reason why I think that Trump is going to be able to run this country from prison is that this does not stop his base from supporting him. In fact, this conviction only emboldens his base because he has already planned and ran his campaign on being mistreated, being the underdog, being, pro America, and looking out for the best interest of his base. So his base has already had the vision or the thinking that he is being unjustly tried and being mistreated. So the convictions further cements their support, further ignites their passion for him, further makes it seem like he is being mistreated, he is being misled, he is being abused by the system. So they're going to be more emboldened to vote. So I think the convictions actually do help him in his bid for his presidential campaign and run. Now, Biden, from what is being in the polls and consensus, is that he's not really being looked at as favorable from like a health viability standpoint, but really, a lot of things weren't accomplished with his presidential campaign. So he has a lot to overcome should he want to defeat Trump. So that's why I said I think Trump is going to be able to run this this country from prison. I think Trump will be able to call in from that prison phone, honey. Call in on that prison phone and say into the White House meeting conference room and tell people what to do. And this is kind of unprecedented. A former US president to be convicted of felony charges, I think, is unprecedented. So we are in the territory of the unknown. Okay. 2024 has come in to snatch our eyelids back. So, woo, really snatch our eyelids back. So I'm curious to see how things pan out, but I don't think this weakens his campaign run. And his response to it also further emboldens his base because he's not showing that he's afraid. He's not showing remorse. He's not showing weakness. He's very much showing him being convicted in what he's saying. So I think that it's going to be interesting to see the turnout for him. Now, what I want us to focus on with this transmission is the things that we can learn from Trump, the things that we can learn from his response to this situation. Now, the first thing I gleaned when I looked at this was the audacity. Okay. Former President Trump is showing us the kind of audacity we need to apply to our lives. Like, I'm not saying that we need to be crazy now and do a bunch of things for us to be convicted and possibly go to jail for. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that be bold in your approach. And by being bold in your approach to things to life, that you can gain wins. You can have the things that you desire. You can call in the things to you. Because even when Trump ran the first time, most people were looking at him like a joke. Most people were like, "Oh, he will never be president." And he made it happen. He made it happen. So, with that being said, how can we apply that to our lives? Are there opportunities that we are not going after because we feel like it will never happen? Are there things we're letting pass us by because we just don't have the audacity? Because how qualified was Trump to be a president in the first place? Why? Because you're a businessman? And how good of a businessman are you? Didn't you just inherit your family's fortune and your family business? So it was not like you were ingenious or you created a company from scratch, right? And furthermore, a lot of his companies have been bankrupt. A lot of his companies have gone out of business, have been bankrupt. He has had to file bankruptcies for a multitude of times. So it's not like Trump is this great genius person. But what he does have an abundance of is audacity. And that is what we need to also have as we apply that to our lives, our goals, our achievements, our wealth, the things that we're trying to do. We need to be audacious. All right. The second thing I want us to talk about when it comes to Trump is the importance of money. Okay. The importance of money. You think if this was a regular, degular person of today, that he could have accomplished the things he accomplished? On one hand, Trump is getting the fire put to him because people dislike him. There's people in other camps that are plotting for his downfall, right? So he is getting that fire. But on the other hand, he has been able to navigate a lot of this because he has money. He has resources. Which is surprising to me because most of his base, or his promotion of what he stands for is to be like a everyday man, a regular man, American standing on American values. But that's not his background. Trump is not an everyday man. Trump comes from family inheritance. Trump comes from wealth. So the irony of this whole thing is that most of his base are low to middle class people who cannot afford the life or were not born in any type of silver spoon kind of way to any kind of life that he has, yet he has been able to market himself to those people as an underdog. And he can market himself as an aspirational figure to them. But his trial shows the importance of money. His trial, being able to afford the lawyers, to afford to be able to run this campaign. Other people are contributing to him because he has wealth already too, and they believe he can win. He is audacious in his approach because he knows he has money that he can stand up. If Trump was poor, he would not be responding with the level of audacity that he does. And I'm not even saying that he has any kind of high self-esteem. I'm not even saying that this is somebody we should idealize either. But what I am saying is that the money gives him safety and influence and a level of power. And that is why I encourage us to create our own wealth and to learn the game of money, because it's not just having the money itself. It is what happens when you do. The ability to afford the life that you want, to have the healthcare you need, to have the security you need. If you are in a pickle, if you are in any kind of situation, look at the situation Trump is in. You can afford the lawyer that you need. Okay? Money is important. The last note I want to make note of in this is also tunnel vision on your goals. Okay? To have tunnel vision of your goals. Listen, this man just got convicted of 34 criminal counts. Right? If I got convicted of 34 criminal counts, I would be in my bed crying, stressed out, trying to figure out Wagwan, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. This man said, "No, I ain't doing that. We having a press conference. I'm about to speak at 11 a.m. Okay, at Trump Tower, at the tower with my name on it in New York. And I'm gonna give everybody my 2 cents." Right? He has not lost fervor for his goals. He has not lost what he's trying to do. He has not presented any kind of fear, any kind of unwavering. Now, we know people project things, and how he may be feeling inside, we may never know. But what we do know is what he's actually doing. And I think what we can learn from this is that regardless of what is happening in your life to you, to always keep in mind the mission and to have tunnel vision of your own goals. And to have faith and believe in yourself. I think he's showing that he believes that he's right, that he'll be able to come out through this, that he'll be able to still win, that he'll be able to be a president, right? And he has not stopped, because after he lost the re-election, he could have just called it a day, and he's like, "No, I'm going to run again." So back to that audacity. But what I want us to learn from this is, how can we apply that to our own lives? Do we give up too easy on our goals or the things that we say we want? Do we have clarity on the things that we need to do to accomplish our goals? Are we unwavering in that? Do we give up too easily? Do we give up too easily when we are trying to manifest the things in our life and it doesn't happen right away? Listen, Trump had to wait a whole Biden presidential run to run again. Okay, this is years in the making. Years in the making. Plans made years in advance, executing things years in advance, and we can't even execute or be patient to do something in a week or a month. So regardless of how you feel politically, and I have not said anything or leaned anything politically towards this, I'm just saying when things like this happen, and what I want to train you guys to think about is when you see things playing out in life, in media, always say to yourself, what are the lessons I can learn from this? What are the things I need to know? How can I apply this to my life? Are there any gems I can pick up on this, right? Right. And that is the type of thinking you need to apply to things when it comes to life. Now, if you are joining us and you have stayed this far in the video, please sort to like and subscribe to wherever you're watching this. If it's a podcast, if it's the YouTube channel, be sure so you do not miss any updates. And follow us at Wewealth Women on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, honey. Now, if you are a goddess, okay, because this is a woman's wealth channel, I just gave you 3 tenets that you need to apply to your life. You need to have audacity towards your goals. You need to know the importance of money and why you need to create that for yourself, honey, and a ton of vision of your goals. And if one of your goals is to create money, to have wealth, to create the life that you want, so you have the things that you want, I have 2 offers for you right now. I currently released my New Year, New Wealth Women's Workshop. That will be available to you in the show notes or in the link in the description box or the link in the bio, wherever you're watching this. And also the Goddess Guide to Money, honey. The Goddess Guide to Money is going to get you right. If you have no idea how to manage your money and start creating wealth on your own, this is the introduction to that. Okay, because we need wealth. We need to be like Trump. We need to have some money in the bank so we can make these decisions and moves we need to make, honey. All right. But let me know, comment down below your thoughts on this. Is there anything we can learn from the Trump hush money trial situation? Do you think that I made some good points? Did I miss something? Are there other things you think we can learn from this situation? Do you think that Trump is going to be able to run this country from jail, or you think he's going to lose the election? Sound off below. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next episode.